drives value in a business? We sell businesses, so we see different businesses every day. We're talking to buyers to hear what drives value and makes a business more valuable. We're going to talk about 7 of those drivers today on what makes a business more valuable. The first being the numbers. This is the base where every buyer is going to start on valuing a business. Having clear financials is great. Having them separated from personal expenses is even better. Another thing that buyers are looking for is great margins and a profitable business. A business that's doing $10 million a year in sales but is only making $300,000 isn't going to be as attractive as a business that is doing $1 million in sales and making $500,000 in profit. So having great margins and having clean finance is great. And we could dive way deeper into that. We'll do that another day. The second biggest driver for value in a business is the team. And we talk about 3 different levels of being an owner in a business. Let's take a plumbing business, for example. The first level being the business owner that is the plumber, that is going to the appointments, is doing the plumbing work all by himself. The second level of a business owner would be the business owner that then has a few guys in different trucks. Now he's managing a team of plumbers. So that's the second level of a business owner. That business is just more valuable, as you can imagine, because there's a team and some structure that's being transferred with the sale of the business. The first example of just the owner doing all the work, there's not much there being sold. There's not much infrastructure, and so it's valued less than a business that has the structure and has the people in place. The third level that we see is when the business owner becomes more of an executive in the business. They're working more on the business than in the business. This plumber, for example, he now has a manager that's running the team of guys in the truck. So now he's not setting up the guys for the day of work or anything like that. He's doing the high-level executive decisions for the business rather than running the day-to-day operations. He actually has a manager in place that's running that for him, and then has the plumbers that are going out and actually doing the work. So those are the 3 levels that we're seeing in teams that make a business more valuable. That last one is obviously more valuable because the business buyer could be coming from wherever. They are going to have to work less in the business and they can work more on it. The business is running, it's more of an operation at that point than just being something that makes money. The third thing that drives value in a business when it's being sold is relationships and contacts. Contacts can be built up over years of being in business, and it can take a long time to do that. If you can acquire those contacts, it's obviously more valuable for a business buyer than if they were having to go out and make those contacts all themselves, or those relationships with vendors or other businesses, other business owners, clients, things like that. Time in business is another huge driver. That business has been in operation for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. It's going to get a premium simply because it's shown that it can last through different cycles in just a longer length of time. A business that has been started 2 years ago and now the business owner wants out, there's sometimes a reason for that, and there's a red flag. That business will be valued less than the business that's been operating for 20 plus years, and the owner's just retiring because old and just doesn't want to do it anymore, right? The 5th driver of business value is the customer acquisition or customer concentration. And I group these together simply because how you acquire a customer is important. Are they recurring? Are they coming back to you? Let's take Disney Plus, for example. Those customers, they come back and renew on a monthly basis, recurring revenue model. Another business would be a material supply company. Those relationships that they have with their clients come back to them often for materials. And then there's other things like a landscaper where they're trying to acquire customers, whether it be through SEO or referrals, outreach to business owners, however that might be. They're just a one-time customer, so it's just a one-off. So how you acquire a customer and how you keep them is important. Also the concentration. Are you doing 80% of your business with one client? That's a red flag, because if you lose that client, that business that you're buying could now go under. So it's very important to understand, are you concentrated on one customer, or do you have a broad variety of it? Are your customers coming back, and is it healthy there? The 6th driver for business value is your strategic advantage. So do you have a location advantage? Let's take, for example, Mavericks. Maverick is a gas station here in Utah. They spend a lot of time acquiring their locations and where they want to do business. I had a call with an accounting firm recently. They are located near a couple of colleges, and they could pay less for rent than they're currently paying somewhere else, but they like being where they're at because they have a strategic advantage in acquiring talent. Other strategic advantages might be pricing. So are you the lowest price? Are you middle of the pack? Are you the highest price? Do you have relationships where you can get materials for cheaper? And so that's why you have a lower price, or maybe that's why you have better margins. So some of those strategic advantages is what a business buyer will look at when acquiring a business. The last thing that a business buyer will look at when acquiring a business or valuing a business will be scalability of the business. Is the business available to scale and grow beyond what it's currently at? Will it be able to 2, 3, 4, 5x over the next 5 to 10 years, or is it just going to stay steady? And either way it's fine, but just knowing the scalability of the business and having standard operating procedures in place and having a team in place can make that more valuable. So those are 7 drivers of business value that we went over today. If you liked this video, like and subscribe. If you have any comments or anything else that you want to learn about, leave it in the comments. We'll do more videos on it. Thanks. Have a great day.